Greetings and salutations. Hey, we're back to look at another film. In this case, the film Miracle Mile.
God damn!
It's an apocalyptic thriller. The film depicts the panic surrounding a supposed doomsday brought on by a sudden outbreak of war and its oncoming nuclear holocaust taking place in a single day and mostly in real time. Because I believe it's said, like, they said, like, say the bombs are gonna drop, like, in an hour and all that. And I kind of, like, say, okay, like, the way they do it is fairly good. And I'm gonna say I put this film in the same categories as films like, say, Threads, or, it was the American adaptation, but it was done by the director of Star Trek: The Wrath of Khan. If you know what I'm talking about, it's a never post-apocalyptic film. And I gotta say, I thought this one was fairly good. I thought the thriller aspects of this film were fairly good. Like, say, we start off with a couple, in this case, Harry and Julie. They meet at the La Brea tar pits. I went there as a child, haven't gone there, haven't gone there very often when I've gone to California. And I gotta say, yes, like, when we are first introduced to them, whether it's, like, them being goofy.
Here we go. One for each of us. Just take it, put it in the kitty's nice little... Frozen woolly mammoth in the ice. They cut off a piece of it, and they thawed it out, cooked it up, and they ate it.
Ew.
Yeah, I know. They made this frozen woolly mammoth stew.
This is my field trip, young man.
I feel like, the writer for this film, they did a good job of writing a couple that is very, they seem to, be very charming. They work off each other very well, acting-wise. And, yeah, what ends up happening is, they're gonna say, okay, if you can, we're gonna meet up later tonight and all that, and have an awesome dinner and all that. What ends up happening is Harry is at his hotel and the power goes out. And so does, the phones, and so does his, electric. So he did not realize he had slept through his date. And all that. And he ends up going, oh, shit. So he goes to a local diner that he was supposed to meet her at. And we meet, a group of characters and all that. And I'm gonna say, especially a film from 1988, I feel I think the film does a good job of, yes, then again, it's California and Los Angeles. You're gonna find some folks that are, you have a, the character's not really a main character. But I think it's either a drag queen or trans person.
Somebody's very sick, Joe.
I thought so too first, but if you could have heard him, I mean, it was just too real to be wrong.
There's lots of good actors in this town with insomnia, and nothing better to do than stupid things like that.
Right.
But I think in the moment in which Harry calls, he ends up answering a call, on the phone booth and all that. And then we get the first introduction to, what the whole dramatic tension of the film, anyways, is.
You know, like I told you, what would happen if it ever came down? Well, it is. We don't know why. I mean, why would we, huh? It's for real, Dad. It's no drill. We shoot our wad in 50 minutes. They're gonna pick us up in 5 or 10, and you can get it back in an hour, and 10, maybe 75 minutes.
What exactly are you talking about?
I'm talking about nuclear fucking war.
Who is this?
Oh, where's my dad? Go get my dad.
It's really done. Both the actors do a dang good job of opening the the entire crux of the story, if to say it in a way. And like whether it's like say the moments of tension, like say shit did I hear that right or not, all that. And the one thing the film does, it plays with the idea of like say the idea of Chicken Little, like say, or like telling others something and then suddenly it becoming a bit chaotic because suddenly you don't really know, like say, hey, wait, what I've been telling people, is it actual truth or is it just a bit of sense of paranoia? And when the happening is, like say, one of the folks that works at the diner, he goes like saying, I knew this was gonna happen. I knew this was gonna happen. And Harry ends up like going with a group of others onto a van to like say, hey, and then he goes like saying, hey, I gotta go here. I can't be here. I gotta. Gotta go find like say my almost girlfriend right now and try to go get her in a way. And like basically it's a bit of a adventure that for Harry. He ends up bumping into a guy who had been like he ends up bumping into a guy who is saying, okay, I got
Well, you got enough gas to get there and back to the airport?
Not even close. I barely had enough to get back to Venice. What, man? If what doesn't happen, what?
Pull into this gas station.
That's for cabs. They won't give us none.
like, wait, what? You want me to take you somewhere and all that? And the moments of like say, okay, we're going to show the world the moments of like tension or elements of suspense or
Kind of stolen stuff in there. Keep your Look in his trunk. Carol, get away from the pumps, Carol.
thriller aspects. It's done fairly well, especially like say since like Harry kind of keeps Julie a little bit in the dark because he's trying to make sure like say, shit, I can't be telling her everything because if I do, there's gonna be a sense of panic and all that. And her parents are basically just like like at first they don't really remember and they were in love, I believe. And the idea really works in a film like this, like say it's like an apocalyptic film where suddenly folks have a sense of closeness to each other. And once like say Julie and Harry are like like they are trying to get into the where like a helipad or helicopter pad. Then they realize like, shoot, I need to go get a pilot and all that. So he's going through like finding multiple people and all that, and he eventually ends up going to a gym and finding a dude who is a pilot, who is willing to help and all that.
Go. Hurry!
Leslie, come on. We're going.
What the hell's going on?
And yeah, I think in the after that, like say Julie and Harry end up um discovering all the disasters that are going on, like the sense of panic that the world is facing in the film, and it does a really good job. Like the actors do great. The way that the director had said like, hey, this is how we're gonna have the cinematography. It's all done very well. And whether it's like say there's a um guy who had uh a businessman, he ends up like saying, okay, he's drinking and he's going crazy. He's the one who first sees the bombs going off and all that. And I think in the greatest moment, though, of the film is Harry and Julie are almost able to get away. They are in the helicopter and all that. The sequence in which, like, say they are about to be slowly, they're trying to say their goodbyes to comfort each other, and about to be taken over by the tar since they have landed in the La Brea tar pits. So, kind of going full circle since that's where they started at and all that.
Maybe we'll get a direct hit. It'll metamorphosize us.
So, yeah, I'm gonna say this is a fairly good film. It was fairly interesting. I'll see you next time.